Did you yell America when you hit the accelerator?
Nope, no, no.
And now, your favorite two blue-collar nobodies to give you their quiet perspective, Star-Lord and Joey.
You can't handle the truth!
Welcome back, YouTubers, to the QP. I am your Captain Star-Lord along with my helmsman, Joey.
As always.
We are giving an update to the Biden pullout deadline. It is August 31st. So this is the first day of the deadline, technically the second day if you're in Afghanistan. And there's a lot to report right off the bat, a lot to go over, lots of thoughts out there. First off, I want to say I was wrong. We were wrong. I said come 31st midnight, as soon as that deadline hits, you're going to see people start getting their heads chopped off, videos all over the place, and I was 100% wrong. It was, in fact, a little bit different. We got pictures of the Taliban flying our Black Hawks that we left over there, and they were dangling human beings from them by their necks. So I was wrong. I apologize for that. I couldn't be more precise in how brutal the Taliban was going to be when we pulled out.
We need to be a little more accurate on that.
Yeah, my bad.
I saw the one. I think I saw one picture of that. There were more than one.
Yeah, there were different angles.
Oh.
I wanted to make sure you got it. Here's what gets me about that particular photo. One, who is it? We know they're killing so many people over there right now. There's a report so we got a lot of people on the ground, ex-special forces and stuff, still trying to get people out voluntarily. I mean, what does that tell you?
Keyword X. We've got fucking veterans over there doing what President Biden wouldn't send our current military to do.
Yeah, but it's not a botch job. It was designed this way.
Yeah.
They're reporting that in every province, every district, every police chief of every department essentially has been shot in the back of the head. There's video and audio. I've got the audio somewhere. I should have brought it up for this. I didn't. There is audio of somebody who is hiding in their house. They are going house to house and they are murdering people.
It's
100%.
fine though if it's any of the Americans that were left over there, stranded over there. It's fine because Biden said the Taliban said if they want to leave, they can leave. So
so the Americans are good then.
Yeah, shouldn't be a problem.
So we don't have to worry about
fine.
the optics of people hanging from helicopters and the dead bodies in the streets. We don't have to worry about any of that.
No. That's all Afghani on Afghani.
Yeah, so right off the bat, let's talk about this picture with the people hanging from the helicopter. If that is not an optic of this presidency, of the failed foreign policy, I don't know what is. To me, that is the strongest image for everything that's gone on here recently, even more so than the 13 caskets flag draped. This helicopter, it's our helicopter that they're flying and they're dangling people from it.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm still blown away by all the equipment we left over there. Just left it.
Yeah. So we have an update on that. I know in our last video we put a little chart up there, had several hundred thousands, blah, 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 of everything. They have given us an official update. We'll pop that up on the screen. But just to give you the numbers, as far as the Black Hawk helicopters, they have 33 of them that are now theirs. They have 33 cargo helicopters and 43 of the little Scorpion helicopters. 4 C-130s, 23 little attack planes, 28 Cessnas, 10 other planes. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. 358,000 assault rifles, 64,000 machine guns, 176 artillery pieces, 169 APCs, 155 MRAPs, 22,000 Humvees.
That's so bad. I mean, you said the night vision goggles, right?
Yes, I got that number.
And
too.
that's
16,000.
And we talked about that in the last video. That was a huge advantage for our troops.
Mm-hmm.
And they, I don't know.
Well, a part of today's update, I'm sure everybody got to see it. Here's our reaction to it. President Biden, all strong and shit, got up there and addressed the nation today. Did you watch that video, Joey, or did you watch it live?
I didn't watch it live. It was earlier today when I was at work, I'm assuming.
Okay.
So
I was at work. I did get to catch it on the radio, and I listened to it all. I will say this: as far as he could address, as far as this administration could do it, technically he did a good job. He was on point. He didn't stutter a whole lot. He was concise. Um, but the actual takeaway from this is it was all spin. A lot of it lies.
so what you're
But he
saying
came
is
out-
the only good part about it is he did his job and read correctly.
essentially, yeah, he actually came out. He mean mugged the country.
Let
He
me.
came
Yeah,
out
I
all
heard he was all
yeah.
pissed off, and I also heard that it was more or less he blamed Trump. He blamed the people that are still over there, that it was their fault because they were told in April they were supposed to start leaving.
Yes, he's.
I
I shit
mean-
you not. He came out and said, "This is how he's essentially to all those saying this. Well, here's the truth. To all those saying this, here's this." He was literally. It was like a debunking video. That's what
Yeah.
the whole fucking speech was, and a lot of it was just cockamamie horseshit. He actually said it wouldn't have mattered when we left. This would have happened. That's no. That's not how that works. If you had left at any other point, but given more time to evacuate shit, like left the military in place, then evacuated, this wouldn't be happening. End of discussion.
Yeah.
So that blew his whole fucking thing. But he actually bragged. It was a successful largest airlift in history, blah, 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 blah. And
Well-
I was dumbfounded. It was pretty disgusting. He was bragging about the success of all of this.
Well, yesterday I did see an interview with Blinken, and
Blinken, that's the Secretary of State.
Yes, Antony Blinken. Every time I see that guy's name, hear it or whatever, I think of Blinken from Robin Hood Men in Tights, and that's perfect, you know. So yesterday he was taking kind of a victory lap because I think the last plane left yesterday, right?
Yes, the last plane.
Okay,
left.
so Biden couldn't even, find the time to address the country and try to take that victory lap. He let Blinken do it. So Blinken goes on to say, of course, he's trying to list all the accomplishments of the last few weeks and this whole evacuation like it was something great. He said that 123,000 people were evacuated, including 6,000 Americans.
Yeah,
Okay, now even if there was 2,000 troops in Afghanistan at that point, that's it. Even if he's counting those 2,000, also, that's 115,000. Even if he's not counting the troops, I'm saying. So that's 8,000 people from 123,000. That's 115,000 Afghanis.
yeah.
I had no idea we had so many interpreters and informants.
There was a lot of difference in numbers that didn't add up, but I think to your point,
Well,
I do think they're
that's
pulling
where I
up.
was going with this, though. Today, Biden said 5,000 Americans were evacuated, and that was 90% of them. That means 500 or so Americans are still over there, not the 100 they keep saying.
Yeah. So here's the big thing
You know.
today. With it all being said and done, they're saying there's 100 to 200 Americans that did want to be evacuated who could not. So they are stranded. Remember, Jen Psaki, press secretary, said, I'm not going to use your word stranded. That's not the proper word. Biden said, 3 weeks ago? We will get every American out. We will not strand anybody. And here we are. They are stranded.
Yeah, so to me, it doesn't matter if it's fucking 500 or 1. I mean, there shouldn't have been 115,000 Afghanis gotten out of there, evacuated, if 1 American was still over there.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
America
bullshit.
first. That's kind of how that goes.
Yeah, well,
You can
it
still, you
was
can
last
patent it and still take care of your shit.
last administration. It was that, but
Oh, well, if you obviously you didn't heed Biden's words during his speech. This was Trump's fault, and he was cleaning up Trump's debacle, is what he said in the speech. He said Trump gave him May 1st, and he had to extend that. God, I wish I could remember. What was it he said? He said, God, he was just putting it all on Trump. I can't remember the exact.
yeah,
words.
he
Damn
said
it.
I did see that part. I saw, like I said, I saw some after some clips from it. He said that he extended the deadline, and then at that point, it was either go ahead and pull out like the plan was, like it was laid out, or commit thousands and thousands of more troops and keep fighting the war.
Yes, that's what it was. And again, he's wrong. All you had to do is keep your troops where they were, get everybody out, and then pull the troops out.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
again, they're not taking responsibility here at all.
no.
Moreover, for the deaths of the 13 Americans, he actually said that that would have happened anyway, and it wouldn't have. If we did not rely on the Taliban to secure our area, I mean, hell, if we just kept Bagram, we already went over this. If we kept Bagram, this wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Um,
They would have been able to evacuate more people. Also, it would have been safer. You know, just the whole thing would have went different, and I don't think anybody would have died.
Yeah, I agree, and you know, the whole thing with Trump too. You know, even if things had changed, the Taliban got more aggressive, Trump would have beat him back. The whole point was we were keeping them under our thumb, not the other way around.
Oh yeah, when that last plane,
was the whole point.
I mean, not even when the last plane flew out, when they started, when the evacuation was known, and that was a known thing, it was like you said, that whole city, Kabul, was surrounded by Taliban. They were dictating to Biden and the U.S. how it was going to work.
Yeah.
Not the other way around, you know?
Oh, God. It's just such a fuck up.
And I guess that's why I was also going to say, you know, I didn't know till later in the probably this evening when I saw the clips from his speech today. I can't tell you how many different articles I read, and I'd look through the comments, and the new Democrat talking point is, well, those people should have gotten out of there. You know, they knew since April, you know, it's their fault. Or why would you even go over there to begin with? Which I do agree with, but they were there.
That doesn't change the fact that they're there.
And it doesn't change the fact that over 100,000 Afghanis were more important to get out of there than the Americans. And it's a fact that there are some stranded over there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. We're getting all kinds of reports about interpreters who say they got no faith in anybody. They know they're about to die. I mean,
yeah, the one Sarah
story
that Fredo interviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's another thing he said in his little address to the nation. Boldface fucking lie. Yeah, he kept putting in these key words. And these are going to be the liberal talking points. Anytime you talk to a liberal, this is what they're going to say in defense of him. He kept saying, ending the forever war, the forever war. And he said, we had to get out of there because we've already beat the Taliban. There's no reason, there's no national interest in staying there. And he said that we don't have to worry about any threat from them there anymore. Two things is that. One, we just read off the huge list of fucking armory that you gave them. I mean, they've got helicopters. They've got the means to wage actual ground war, air war with any of their neighboring countries. So there's that. But two, national interest. We talked about it before. Bagram Air Base was a foothold in the territory. That was our thumb on terror in that area.
Yep.
Keeping that there is a huge national interest. So if y'all didn't get to read the asshole speech, or I mean, listen to it, and just go into it with an open mind. You know, just think about everything critically. If he'd said anything that made sense, I'd give him props. You know, but it was all spin. It was all about trying to. I mean, it's all political. The entire speech was political, about trying to make it look like a victory, trying to make us not believe our own fucking eyes and what we're actually seeing out here. So that happened today, but there's still other news. I don't know if you saw this, Joey. The dignified transfer. Did you see that at Dover Air Force Base?
Was that where he, instead of standing there like he was supposed to, he's looking at his watch?
Yes. There's a big picture out there, famous video, and it shows him clearly looking at his watch. And I can almost kind of see. I mean, maybe it happens, but you don't do it then and there.
No,
you just don't. Absolutely not. But what's even worse than that is one of the Gold Star family fathers who was there was interviewed and said he was doing it the entire time. And he said so. He actually told his wife, if he looks at his watch one more time, I'm going to lose it. So it happened more than what we just caught on video, apparently.
Yeah. So also, I do think with the news I was watching this evening, I think that guy was on one of the He was getting interviewed by somebody. It was probably on Fox because they wouldn't be interviewing him on any of the other channels.
Yeah. Well, you may be wrong, Joey, because they've interviewed several of these fathers because they all have the same complaints.
Yeah.
But
Well,
go ahead with what you're gonna say.
Well, I think he may have been the same one because he said that did Biden speak at this thing?
No, what he's talking about is when he went to the families' homes or wherever they were at to talk to the families.
Yeah, and the one dad said that he spoke more about Hunter Biden, his son, than he did about theirs. What the hell is that?
All of the almost all of the families. I don't want to say all. I don't want to, false reporting, but it's coming from a lot of the family members that he was very insincere, and one of them actually said that he rolled his eyes. And let me refer, quote, rolled his fucking eyes like he was annoyed with me, and that was coming from one of the mothers of the fallen soldiers.
Wow.
And that's, yeah. Two of the families refused to talk to the man. A lot of the family members wouldn't talk to him. I know one of the sisters yelled at him from across the street or something like that. This is all your fucking fault. I mean, it's all horrible, and I can understand 100%. No matter what, they're going to be grieving and upset.
Oh yeah.
But I think they're all justified in being upset with him, especially with how he's handled it, and even with his speech today. He did a disservice to him. He said it would have happened anyway.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, that's pretty much a slap in the face to all those families, really.
Yeah. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. One of the on the I guess you could say the lighter side, just more disgustingly stupid side, is the State Department is sending out tweets to the Taliban, pretty much telling them to respect the rights of people and uphold your commitments on counterterrorism and stuff like that. And I'm just sitting here thinking, Jesus Christ.
Uphold their commitments on counterterrorism?
Yes.
Come on, man.
That's coming from the actual State Department to the Taliban. I mean, are you fucking kidding me? This is their plan. This is a part of their withdrawal. We're gonna scold them on fucking social media.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe the left is so.
I thought mean tweets were off limits.
Well, it wasn't. It was a very nicely worded tweet to the Taliban.
Well, of course it was.
Well, I mean, that's what we need in this day. We got to be more progressive, Joey. You can't be mean to the people dragging people through cities with Black Hawk helicopters.
Yeah.
You don't want to antagonize them.
Yeah.
Another thing he said on his speech that just blows my fucking mind. And obviously we don't have all the intelligence and counterintelligence. We're not privy to all the information that the State Department's going to have in the government. But he said he's not worried about the people that are over there because we have leverage over the Taliban.
No. We don't have anybody over there. What leverage could we possibly have?
None.
I mean,
they have all the leverage in the world. All right, so one, they say 100 to 200 people are over there, Americans. If they're telling you that number, that's wrong on the low side.
Oh,
absolutely. It's going to be more than that. They're going to be hiding. I mean, let's think about it. If they get wind of a dead American, they're going to do everything in their power to suppress that shit. We are not going to hear about it.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So those numbers are low, but that essentially they have 100 to 200 leverages over us. Every one of those is going to be a hostage, and like I said, they are going door to fucking door, just murdering people. We will be getting more images coming in the coming days and weeks. It's just beginning, unfortunately.
I hate to say this, but I'm almost thinking that they may be waiting till September 11th to do something big. As far as that shit, like the propaganda videos and all that.
Well, Taliban did release a video of a mock funeral, mocking us and other countries that left the area. They had caskets out, and they were draped in the NATO flags and the American flag, the UK flag, and everything. So yeah, they're still our buddies, apparently.
Yeah, those are some good guys, man. Taliban guys.
Oh, they're going to keep their commitment. They've got the Twitter stamp of approval.
What happened to we don't negotiate with terrorists? That's what all this whole shit has been.
Well, they're not terrorists anymore. Joe said in his speech, we squished it. We don't have to
Oh.
worry about Afghanistan anymore. He said that. So
Yeah.
that must be the truth, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's and then there's another thing coming out from a Biden admin. They're talking about giving direct aid to the Taliban. Yeah. And right off the back, I mean, what does that sound like? That sounds, what the fuck? We're going to give aid to them. Obviously, they're talking about trying to get aid to the Afghan people and anybody else who's over there.
Well, goddamn, you know it's going to end up. They
Well,
might as
yeah.
well. They might as well just cut them a check, the Taliban, because that's what they're going to end up with. Whatever.
Exactly.
I mean,
so to even postulate that as an option to me is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard.
well, I mean, shit. We give what, $1 billion or $2 billion, I think, or I mean, it's at least hundreds of millions of dollars to Pakistan. They were fucking hiding Bin Laden for what, 15 years?
Yeah, another fucking quote unquote ally that we don't need to be fucking with. I don't know, this whole outreach program that our government does, and it can be on both sides, left and right. I've talked to you about it before, Joey. I'm not that far from being an isolationist as a country. I mean, I believe you got to take care of home before you do anything else with anybody else.
Well,
Take care of our shit.
I think this administration has shown with this evacuation, they're not worried about home. They're not worried about the citizens. That's for damn sure.
Yeah, not one fucking bit. I don't know. So I think with the finalization of the pullout, like we said, we have seen we've seen the increase in violence. I don't think we've seen the worst of it. I think we're only seeing the censored part of it, and in that censored portion, we're seeing people drug under helicopters, and that is just
it's
how
going to
you
be a
can't own
big
up to
ass cover up. I mean, we're not. This is none of that stuff is going to get covered on any news at all.
yeah. We're having to go find this stuff on social media. So, and that's about it so far. I mean, this is essentially day one. Here we go from here. I think we're gonna in the coming days see dead Americans, and I think you're gonna see a lot of dead Afghanistan people. A lot of them. We left a bunch back, a whole bunch. Listening to one of the ex-general or ex-colonels that's on the ground over there, and they were talking about they got video. They're getting video from people they are getting out, and it's brutal. Absolutely brutal. Your worst nightmares, biblical type shit you're seeing, people dying. So it's going to make its way to the surface eventually, and I guess they're just going to spin that shit and say, well, it would have happened anyway.
Well,
So I don't.
they one other little thing to add: the lieutenant colonel that made that video and he got relieved of duty.
Yes.
So apparently he's been shit canned, and not only just being shit canned, they said it was due to mental health reasons. So
Wow.
so now he's fucking crazy. You know.
Wow.
So they
Obviously,
couldn't just censor him and get rid of him. They had to do that, you know.
Obviously, I can't speak to the facts of that. And maybe he is fucking nuts, but I gotta think that they're just trying to discredit him and defame him so that,
Sure. Yeah.
it's left versus right. That's just the way it is. They did, I do know the Biden administration sent out a bunch of shit to retired generals, commanders, colonels, a bunch of officers saying you cannot come out and say shit about the president and his withdrawal and stuff. And
Fuck. Who the fuck are they to say that?
well, technically, as a retired personnel, you are still owned by the military. They can tell you to do that.
Oh.
To an extent, but the fact that they're doing that says they know they fucked up.
Well, yeah, that speaks volumes in itself. I mean, why would you try to keep people quiet? What do you think they're thinking or what they might say?
Yeah, but we've seen a lot of bullshit come out of this. Like I said, the Gold Star families, they are all up in arms with. I mean, they're on Fox. They're blasting him, calling him all kinds of names, saying he was straight up disrespectful through all the meetings that he had with them, rolling his eyes and shit. And like I said, we're on day one. This is day one. We got more coming up, so we will keep y'all updated, let y'all know anything. If y'all got anything to say, feel free to leave it in the comments, let us know, and we'll hit y'all on the flip side. So we'll see you then.